Everybody, before we start this morning's very important update, we need to go over just a little synopsis of what to expect. First, we need to take a serious look at the XRP price analysis, the price chart, because XRP was at about 0.375, area. We'll see where it's at when we take a look at the chart now, as Judge Annalisa Torres ruled on the Daubert motions. So we'll read through exactly what happened there. I'm going to go through an article, and then I'll also show you what James K. Phelan was saying last night. So there's a lot to talk about. It's going to be a very informative update, and I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button. And also this morning, instead of just hitting the like button, if you could share this far and wide on your social media so we can get as many people as possible in here so we can see the more recent news, and we can do the FUD-free news so that we can see exactly what's going on. No settlement bullshit talk, just real talk about what's going on this morning. As the Dow's up 14, the S&P's up 4.25, NASDAQ's up 22.75, and Russell 2000's up about $4. So that's what we're looking at this morning. And we'll take a look at the DXY to see exactly what it's looking like. It has had a little pullback yesterday. So make sure to hit that like button, as I greatly appreciate it, as it pushes me through the analytics very, very nicely. And I will be back right after the intro. Good morning, 8:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I said I had from James K. Phelan. I don't know why I said that, but it's from Johnny Deaton, not James K. Phelan. Just some of the things he said. And then I'm going to show you exactly what happened with Judge Annalisa Torres's ruling with the Daubert motion. First, we'll get into XRP very quickly here. 0.3734 up 0.95%. Was up several percent yesterday. Has pulled back a little bit. It came up to about 3750. As we can see, presently it's at 3.36. This came directly on the back of exactly what we were talking about. And now we're going to see, can we break the 3771? If we do, we might have a little bit of steam to push up to here to 3851 and ultimately to the following channel resistance in the short time frames at about 39-cent level. Currently, it's at about 389. So if you're looking at yourself, resistance 1 is 377, resistance 2 about 385, and resistance 3 is up there at 389 at the top of the falling channel. So that's what we have to pay attention to for the resistance levels. We also have to pay attention to XRP, because if we don't break out of these massive patterns, these are like pull ups, and like we could get a rejection at 379 on an overextension. But like if we clean this chart up just a little bit so we can see more of a clear line, we have room to come all the way up here to this downtrending resistance at about 394. So we have to pay attention to the price action that downtrending resistance is around the 394 to break out of this first area of resistance. If we clean it up, if we take out all the levels, and then we have up here at about 44 cents. But that's only if we start breaking out of these areas. Now, what can happen if we go back to this chart is we can get rejected by 377 if we don't get some volume to come in. We've had a little bit of spikes, but we haven't had extreme volume falls. If we go into the 30-minute time frame, showing exactly that. We've had little spikes, but nothing major. Right now, though, if we hold this area, we will contend with the 377 and see exactly how we want to play this morning. You know, every time we get something that happens with XRP, you've got 762,000 influencers that are telling people that a settlement's right around the corner. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for, even though this is just standard operating procedure. We know we're likely going out until September, so everything you hear today is going to be nonsensical bullshit to try to get you to buy or to hype or to buy their program or whatever the hell they want you to hit subscribe to their channel. Whatever they want is what they're going to spew to you today, because it's the easiest way. XRP viewers, holders, lovers are the easiest ones to manipulate because they believe so strongly and they don't think anything bad can happen. For the majority, it's not true bad things can happen all the time, but we have to have people who are honest about it. That's where I come in. I'm not going to lie to you to get views. I'm going to tell you the truth so we can stay on the same page. So not only we have a short basic understanding of this morning's pattern, the support levels, since you know the resistance are 369 is S1, 361 is S2, 355 is S3, 348 would be S4, but I'm not sure we're going to make our way down there just today. We could be with some upward momentum here because of what happened with in the last roughly 24 hours. And some of the news that's been coming out, it gets everybody into a frenzy. Right now, we're back above this major downtrending resistance that we've talked about for the better part of the last couple months. If we're on top of that line, we can start a little bit of a push up. And the real push up is going to be around, we talked about the 44 cent, but then you get up there around the 45 cent mark as well. But that all starts with getting above here. You need to be above here. And this level is so important to me right now, 366 roughly. You stay on top of that line, and it's very important. You can try to make a run. You fall back below that, unfortunately. I mean, this comes all the way back down to about the 12 cent mark. So once you break back in this descending triangle and push down, that's when we can actually have some very big problems here. And that's what, if you're looking for a run, you're looking for this to break out here. There's no other way about it. If you're looking for the XRP market to crash, you're looking for us to come and get squeezed back below this downtrending resistance. Now, we've looked at the XRP chart. We've taken a look at the technical analysis. Now we need to read what's going on. So first, let's start here before we look at what Johnny Deaton said. So Ripple versus SEC, judge issues ruling on Dalbert motions. Here's who won. So in the legal dispute between the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and Ripple Labs, Judge Annalise Torres has issued an initial ruling, but it is not the summary judgment ruling. Instead, the judge has issued a 57-page ruling on both parties' motions to exclude expert testimony from summary judgment Dalbert motions. At first glance, neither Ripple nor the SEC wins. The SEC's motions are granted in part and denied in part. And Ripple's motions are granted in part and denied in part. In this context, Scott Chamberlain, a former attorney and co-founder of Evernote XRPL, stated, neither side gets everything it asked for because neither side had impeccable arguments for everything it wanted. What leaps out is how sharp, rigorous, and utterly impartial Judge Torres is. Here's what the ruling means for Ripple. As Chamberlain explains, no clear winner or loser can be derived from the ruling. However, the win goes to Ripple when it comes to one of the most important outcomes of the ruling, the exclusion of number one expert witness, Patrick Doody. This is who the SEC had hired to analyze the expectations of XRP buyers. XRP community attorney Jeremy Hogan commented on Twitter that the SEC might prove that investors had a responsible expectations of profits from Ripple's efforts for the duty was crucial. And the judge just struck the SEC's only expert witness on that subject. So now how the heck can the SEC prove reasonable reliance? Who will testify? Just thinking out loud. A ruling in favor of the SEC was made by Judge Torres on expert witness number 3, which called irrelevant and unreasonably prejudicial. The judge acknowledges that the expert's testimony about defendants' incentives and actions to influence the price of XRP is directly relevant to the final element of the Howey test for an investment contract. Hogan writes in this regard that the judge thinks that expert number 3's opinion on as to Ripple's incentives and action to influence XRP price is relevant to the issue of reasonable expectation of profits, but seems fairly weak sauce to me. So that's just a little information about what has actually transpired in the past 24 hours. Then, as I mentioned before, I want to take a closer look to see what Johnny Deaton said. So, this is what he said 20 hours ago. When I asked the judge for leave, and this is his official Twitter page, just type in Johnny Deaton on Twitter, and you can get to this as well. When I asked the judge for leave to file a motion to intervene, they told the judge I was misinterpreting the SEC's allegations, and because the SEC was not alleging XRP itself as a security, then in response to my motion to intervene, the SEC and XRP itself represents the security. This is why the industry must unite and coordinate fighting back, both defensively and offensively. Any existing asset can be packaged, marketed, offered, and sold as an investment contract, other than an ICO scenario, which is an initial coin offering. The SEC does not have the law on its side. And then he said one more thing up here. He said the SEC is making shit up as it goes regarding anything crypto. In the Ripple XRP case, they argued Hinman's speech was a personal opinion, not guidance when the judge ordered the emails discoverable. They flipped and argued it was guidance from corporate finance. And then the past 15-20, here's VGX Heroes. Judge says, did you mention any of this publicly before Friday? You yourself just said you don't know. Is the debtor supposed to read the SEC's mind? And that was the past 15-20 minutes. Has just been a flat-out dunk fest on the SEC. But that's kind of stretching it because it's been a dunk fest on both Ripple and the SEC, as both lost critical things that they wanted to be included for their side of this case. So pay attention to all sides and don't listen to the FUD, because there's a lot more going on than, oh, we're about to settle now. We're not even close. This has nothing to do with the summary judgment, and don't let anybody trick you. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this, hit that like button. Share this far and wide so more people can get in here, but hit that like button to push me through the analytics. And then if you want to join the other 15,600 subscribers, hit that subscribe button. If you want to join me on BitGet and or MEXC to trade XRP in the USA, it's in the video description below and or the pinned comments. Also, UPHOLD is in there as well. And then if you want to join Tom's Army, I'd be greatly appreciative if you want to pay it forward. That's in the video description below and the pinned comments as well. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag FUD Assassins. And remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, we're all fucked.